How are you, all right?
It was as a children's presenter that Phillip Schofield got his big break in the 1980s. A career spanning 35 years that's seen him become a household name.
I'm not that bad. I'm okay. And the person that I am on screen, I think, is very much the same as the person that I am out on the street.
Phillip Schofield was arguably the ultimate squeaky clean TV presenter that brands and broadcasters dreamed of. So how did Phillip go from ITV's golden boy with untouchable power and influence to a serial liar and disgraced media personality?
And then, in my dressing room one day, something happened.
Phillip is a TV presenter in the UK that's been presenting the daytime TV show This Morning on ITV for over 20 years. He first found fame on children's TV in the 1980s on the BBC's Broom Cupboard, and then the Saturday morning show Going Live. Throughout the 90s and early 2000s, he would host a wide variety of shows, flexing his presenting skills and eventually becoming a household name. Although it wasn't until he started presenting This Morning with co-host Holly Willoughby that he would really hit his stride and become a go-to presenter for literally any show ITV produced. He was the ultimate squeaky clean presenter that brands and broadcasters dreamed of. However, if you scratch the surface, a darker story has been emerging. On the 7th of February 2020, Phillip came out as gay via a statement on his Instagram story after 27 years of marriage to his wife and having 2 daughters. He stated that throughout his marriage he thought he was bisexual, but later came to terms with the fact he was gay. The statement was followed up by an interview on This Morning.
Today, Phillip would like to share something with you, and to help him do that, he's here with his on-screen partner, but more importantly, his friend, Holly.
We sit here every day, and I'm over there, and some amazingly brave, incredible person is sitting here, and I'm listening to their story and thinking, oh my God, you're so brave, oh my God, you're so brave. And I'm thinking, I have to be that person. I have to be that person. Because I think all you can be in your life is honest with yourself. And I was getting to the point where I knew I wasn't honest with myself. I was getting to the point where I didn't like myself very much because I wasn't being honest with myself.
It's peak for his wife and daughters, but this isn't the weird part of the story. After coming out as gay, rumours surfaced from people inside the production of This Morning that Phillip had been grooming and having an affair with showrunner Matthew McGreevy. Matthew is 34 years younger than Phil. However, it turns out that Phillip got him a job on This Morning when he was just 18 years old. Internet investigators also found out that Phil was a supporter of a local theatre company that Matthew attended when he was a child. So basically, Phil had known this younger Donnie when he was 11 years old. According to ex-staff members, it was allegedly an open secret on the set of This Morning. In 2014, TikToker Jack Jones hit 1 million followers, and to celebrate, he fired a confetti cannon in front of Phillip Schofield having dinner. However, if you look closely, the person sitting opposite Phillip is Matthew McGreevy, who would have been 13 at the time.
1 million followers! Woo!
After working on This Morning, Matthew then went to work for ITV's other daytime TV show, Loose Women. However, the even stranger part of this story is that Phillip allegedly had or has a super injunction against all UK media, meaning that they couldn't report on anything involving Phillip and McGreevy. He was also allegedly paying £30,000 a month for a crisis management team, and had a team monitoring social media 24/7, removing any mentions of the pair together. In May 2021, 21-year-old TikToker Ollie O'Toole revealed that he had been Snapchatting Phillip Schofield since he was 17. However, the conversations were allegedly all platonic. On the 19th of May 2023, Timothy Schofield, Phil's younger brother, was sentenced to 12 years in prison after sexually abusing a teenage boy over a 3-year period. During the trial, the jury heard how Timothy had confessed to Phillip in September 2021 about what he had done. Phillip did not report this to the police, but suggested that his brother seek help from a doctor. After the conviction of his brother, Phillip stated that he no longer had a brother. Schofield returned to This Morning after taking a pre-planned leave around his younger brother's child sex abuse trial. However, it was at this time when the echo chamber of allegations began to spiral. Rumours began to emerge that Holly and Phil were no longer friends and hadn't been on good terms for a number of years. On the 20th of May 2023, Schofield agreed to step down from presenting This Morning with immediate effect, with the rumours of his affair and relationship with Holly reaching breaking point. Even after leaving This Morning, he was still due to present the Soap Awards on ITV the following month. Holly Willoughby released a statement on Instagram the day after Phillip leaving This Morning, stating, "It's been 13 great years presenting This Morning with Phil, and I want to take this opportunity to thank him for all of his knowledge, his experience, and his humour." With the story well and truly out of the closet, on the 25th of May 2023, Phillip admitted to the Daily Mail that he did in fact have a relationship with the teenage showrunner, stating, "I am making this statement via the Daily Mail, to whom I have already apologised personally for misleading. Through my lawyer, who I also misled, about a story which they wanted to write about me a few days ago. The first thing I want to say is, I am deeply sorry for having lied to them, and to many others about a relationship I had with someone working on This Morning. I did have a consensual on-off relationship with a younger male colleague at This Morning. Contrary to speculation, whilst I met the man when he was a teenager and was asked to help him get into television, it was only after he started to work on the show that it became more than just a friendship. That relationship was unwise, but not illegal. It is now over. When I chose to come out, I did so entirely for my own well-being. Nobody forced me out. Neither I nor anyone else, to my knowledge, has ever issued an injunction, super or otherwise, about my relationship with this colleague. He was never moved on, or sacked by, or because of me. In an effort to protect my ex-colleague, I haven't been truthful about the relationship. But my recent, unrelated departure from This Morning fueled speculation and raised questions which have now been impacting him. So for his sake, it is important for me to be honest now. I am painfully conscious that I have lied to my employers at ITV, to my colleagues and friends, to my agents, to the media, and therefore the public. And most importantly of all, to my family. I am so very, very sorry, as I've been unfaithful to my wife. I have therefore decided to step down from the British Soap Awards, my last public commitment, and I am resigning from ITV with immediate effect, expressing my immense gratitude to them for all the amazing opportunities they have given me. I will reflect on my very bad judgment in both participating in the relationship and then lying about it. To protect his privacy, I'm not naming this individual, and my deepest wish is that both he and his family can now move on with their lives, free from further intrusion, and that this statement will enable them to do so. I ask the media now to respect their privacy. They have done nothing wrong, and I ask that their privacy should be respected. On the 25th of May 2023, Phillip got sacked by his agents, and the next day they released a public statement that read, "Honesty and integrity are core values for YMU's whole business, defining everything we do. Talent management is a relationship based entirely on trust. This week, we have learned important new information about our client, Phillip Schofield. These facts contradicted what Phillip had previously told YMU, as well as the external advisors we had brought in to support him. As a result, on Thursday, we agreed to part company with Phillip, with immediate effect." After Phil's statement was released, Holly released a statement on her Instagram story stating, "It's taken time to process yesterday's news. When reports of this relationship first surfaced, I asked Phil directly if this was true, and was told it was not. It's been very hurtful to now find out it was a lie. Holly." Broadcaster Eammon Holmes, who previously presented This Morning with his wife Ruth for a number of years, tweeted, "Schofield has finally been caught out, but he's not the only guilty party. 4 high members of ITV management knew what sort of man he was, and never once took action to prevent him controlling or taking advantage of his position over young people." On the 27th of May 2023, ITV revealed that they investigated the rumours of the relationship between Phillip and a younger employee in 2020, but both repeatedly denied it. On the 29th of May, 2 days later, Phillip released a second statement on his Instagram story, stating, "Now I no longer work on This Morning, I am free to say this. I hope you have noticed that it's the same handful of people with a grudge against me or the show who seem to have the loudest voice. This Morning is the best show to work on, with the best people. In all the years I worked, there was no toxicity. You can listen to those persistently loud voices if you like, but the thousands of guests over the years, thousands of staff and crew, hundreds of presenters and contributors all know it is a family of wonderful, talented, kind, hardworking people. I'm not sure if Phillip considered that he may have been the toxicity, that's why he didn't see any toxicity. I don't know, that's just a wild guess. On the 30th of May 2023, Eammon Holmes did an exclusive interview with GB News discussing his experience working with ex-colleague Phillip Schofield and the work environment that he witnessed firsthand.
He is the chief narcissist. He is a complete and utter dyed-in-the-wool narcissist. Everything is about him. Why were there no changes? Why was there no retribution? Because of the management around him, the people who tolerated these things that went on. And when there was talk of Phillip having a relationship with a young man, that young man was, in inverted commas, promoted. I didn't know, but I've subsequently found out from a very, very good source, because he would arrive much earlier in the morning than I would for the programme, that he was delivered from Phillip's London home, usually on a Friday morning, because Thursday was playtime when he and Phillip would hit the town. And then he obviously stayed overnight, and there are records to show that he was brought in the next day separately.
In cars paid for by ITV?
In cars paid for by ITV.
So the management would have had to have known about that, wouldn't they?
Unless Phillip paid the bill separately, but it would still have to go through the accounts office that they would have seen that and known that.
Right.
Yes, it's a total cover-up. It's a total cover-up. Those in authority had to know. They had to know what was going on, and they thought they would dodge a bullet with this, which they do, and they do constantly. This nonsense that he wrote today about toxicity, about it's the happy place and whatever. Holy God! What planet does this man live on? He created an atmosphere where people hated him. The people would avoid him in the corridor. He didn't look at anybody, didn't know anybody's name. Holly doesn't know people's names either. This is legendary within the production team.
On the 1st of June 2023, Phillip did an exclusive interview with The Sun in what seemed like a rehearsed apology orchestrated by his team.
We became mates. And then one day, something happened that just changed it.
There were accusations that you groomed him. I'm just going to let you answer the question.
I did not. I did not. There is no question I did a bad thing. Unprofessional. First time. I know I did that.
Yeah.
The last time we had a conversation was when I texted Holly and said, don't reply. This is after the statement last week. Don't reply. You're probably not allowed to. But I am deeply, deeply sorry that I lied to you.
All of this information that has emerged is all very strange with how it's come about, especially considering the timing of Phillip's brother's conviction. ITV is a complicit company that cares more about eyeballs, ad revenue, and making money for their shareholders than taking due care of their staff and employees. This isn't the first scandal either. You only have to look at the events of the Jeremy Kyle Show, Love Island, and now this, to show that it's a broadcaster of serial brushing under the carpet. All of these mega corporations put people in positions of power and allow vulnerable people to get taken advantage of. I'm sure this isn't the last that we'll hear of this story. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to follow me in all of my socials @Phat. Like, subscribe, and comment below what you want to see next.